Good afternoon to you viewers, the Colonel speaking to you live in the Grange for British Imperial YouTube Broadcasting. Today we have a rustic record, a regal rustic record, luckily I can just say that. There beant no flies on I, sung by Billie Richardson, the West Country Hunourist. You don't hear that very often, do you viewers? I dedicate this to my local auctioneer, old Aaron, whose father Freddie was a local milkman, and whose grandfather was a local gypsy, although he doesn't tell you that. Here we go, when you see him on Flog It.
I be a yokel, born and bred, of that I be quite proud, for all the brains ain't in the town, that tax must be allowed. And when I sit and think of all the funny things I hears, I laugh the way so hearty like it almost brings the tears. If the flies be on the termites, yet there ain't no flies on we. Although folks think we're simple like and easy as can be, but when they tries to pull my leg, I grins and winks me eye. I know 20 shillings makes a pound, that's good enough for I. We be a smarty lot of chaps now down our village. You're right, saw a funny thing t'other days now. Our old squire, he's had his sister staying with him, her to live up in London. Thinks her to know it all. Well, I were down the Marquis Square t'other days now, and it were raining heavens hard. And there were she sat up in the old ossen trap, holding the umbrella over the end of the oss and getting wet through herself. Well, I says to her, that's a funny thing, ain't it? I says, holding the umbrella over the oss and getting wet through like that. Well, she said, it'd be like this year. Squire told I to know as how the oss would be all right, so long as I did let him have his head and didn't get the rain under his sail. You know, our old farmers know he got all his hay in a short time ago, and he were afeared that the continued spell of fine weather had ruined his root crops. So he goes down to the parson in the village and asks if he'd mind praying for rain for him. Oh, our parson said he didn't mind praying for rain, but let me see, he said, don't you go to that little church down the road? Yes, sir, he says, I do. Well, he says, why don't you go to your own parson and ask he to pray for rain? He says, "'Tis no good he, sir. He ain't got all his eye in yet." No. You know, they just put a new hut down our village, and they formed a bit of a club. And two of our chaps were talking about it. One of them said to t'other, why don't he come down and join our club? Oh, I don't know, t'other says, what do we do there? Well, he says, well, plays games. Games? So they said, what sort of games do we play? Well, no, we said we had a fine game t'other night, like. We got all the women and we stuck they up one end of us, and we got all the men and we stuck they up t'other end. And we tied a handkerchief all round the men's eyes now, and they had to walk from one end of that to t'other. And the first woman as they grabbed hold on, they either had to dance with her, or if they didn't like her, they had to give her a bob. Well, he said, I don't see much in that. Oh, don't he? He said, well, so my wife went t'other night, like, and she came home with 28 bob. If the flies be on the termites, yet there ain't no flies on we. Although folks think we're simple like and easy as can be, but when they try to pull my leg, I grins and winks me eye. I know 20 shillings makes a pound, that's good enough for I.
Well, that's good enough for any of us viewers, isn't it? I should say of the former local milkman locally, old Freddie, he used to go once a year down to the old seaside and see the hysterical houses and the amusement cascades, or at least that's what he said to people when he came back. Thank you viewers, and goodbye.